Alright, let's try to be a bit more careful now.
Thankfully, we've managed to retrieve the LeapNet computer. However, all the plants stored
You know,
inside
now
are
that I think
compromised.
about it,
The wedding
if he
still
could have
owes
just teleported with a smoke bomb, why did he bother
Yes, we
giving
are
back the
going to free her,
laptop?
but that's not enough.
I guess he admitted defeat. I honestly don't know. I could even be a situation where the writers just found themselves in a cul-de-sac. But yeah, now the Cooper King wants to get it personally, and other than just rescuing Jin King, they're gonna do the extra mile and also steal the entire treasure vault of the General Tsao, because, you know, they're bad motherfucker and that's how they roll.
As the general's gone all out with security, he's even resorted to black magic dragons and hopping vampires patrolling the streets.
Jeez.
Why not werewolves too while we're at it, Jesus Christ?
Because they're not part of the Chinese mythology. These are clearly Jiangxis.
Ah, yeah, true. Well, Jiangxis are interesting. They tend to be either downright zombies, vampires, or...
They're a bit of a mix because they have qualities of, you know, a bit of them. A bit of all of them. Alright, let's go for first Zai. I think it's about it. We deal with the vampires first.
That's it. One of Tsao's fireworks stashes for the ceremony.
This lock looks pretty standard, but I'll need some help carrying the goods.
The Panda King is the man for the job.
Time to test how he plays.
Good with explosives and capable of dealing with multiple opponents. Once we get enough fireworks, he should be capable of blowing the hopping vampire crypt sky high.
Look, Bentley, I know you believe in the guy, but I don't trust him yet.
You don't have a choice.
Oh, that's very reassuring, Bentley.
Sorry, we don't have any choice but to trust.
Bentley,
If he
let's be
betrays us,
honest.
we're fucked.
I mean, he
Okay,
helped
okay,
us
okay.
earlier.
Let's be honest, though,
and
Bentley.
now, and now essentially we're gonna have, you know, essentially a player confirmation for the player moment. Essentially.
Let's be honest, Bentley. Technically, a combination of you, Sly, and Murray could technically probably work with that.
I will be there presently. You may go.
Look, I don't mind telling you I'm putting my neck on the line here. We're all counting on you.
I will mind your neck.
Alright, time for some internal reflection, just say.
Literally.
Hello, old friend. I am about to work alongside Sly Cooper, and I cannot carry you with me on the journey. You fool! This is your chance for revenge. He humiliated us, ruined us, made us weak.
That's always a sign of good mental structure.
A literal split personality.
Of humility. Humility that cost you your daughter. Destroy Cooper now.
To be fair... Oh.
Yeah,
he's literally having to negotiate with himself.
Yeah, so... Maybe Sly must leave to...
So that you may live.
Cooper is a teacher of humility.
Yeah, teach humility.
We have slain his parents, yet he manages to trust us. By studying him, we will become whole. I have no desire to join with my weaker
What is this, DBZ now?
When they talk to themselves.
I don't know, Todd. This actually sounds more like something you would see if Bruce and the Hulk were talking to each other.
Oh yeah, like in the Ang Lee movie where he looks at the mirror and the whole crowd him.
That's the thing, Teo. That scene never made it into the final movie, and that is a potentially cool scene you could have in a Hulk story.
Okay. At some point, I have to show you guys Avengers vs. Mighty Zeus because they do that a lot. Where Bruce and Hulk do actually talk with one another.
Basically, the idea is to work like the yin and the yang. Classic symbolism.
Yeah, I already more of stuff like that from the comics, because especially during that period where.
I shall not kill you this day.
Speaking of
no,
Marvel
I'll kill you tomorrow.
You need to work on your social skills, Panda King.
Again, I'm sure eventually they'll come out of this all hugs and kisses and be the best of friends.
Here's how to
Alright, here's how the Panda King works. The mobility is relatively limited, it's not super agile, obviously. Still a double jump. But the main gimmick is that you hold L1 to charge the fireworks and then you release them with an automatic reticule lock-on that the game provides you. The more fireworks you charge, the more you will throw and the more potency will your attack have. However, don't charge too much, otherwise the meter on the bottom left will be critical and you will damage yourself as a result.
So yeah, it's a bit of mix and match gameplay. Also, of course, the Jiangxi are praying mantises.
I mean, might as well. Again, in terms of national stereotype applied to animals, the series is pretty spot on, honestly.
Double damage. Now try to destroy that gravestone by focusing your full power on it.
Already on it.
I actually really do like
There we go.
Panda King's gameplay here. It's a nice mix and match one. I'm guessing now this is probably why Plague Knight was your favorite of the Shovel Knight campaigns.
Well, that too. But I already told you it's mostly because, well, okay, to be fair, I kind of enjoy Spectre Knight's story a bit more. But I also like Plague Knight, but it's a long story. But
okay, I'm done with this.
But here's where the other shoe drops, unfortunately. This is only one of the 2 missions in total where you control Panda King. Really, in the entire game. You only get to control him only 2 times, and aside from that bit at the beginning of the game that we saw, was nice perspective, he doesn't really have a major section in the climax of the game for the final mission. He does stuff, but only basically in a cutscene. You don't actually get a section where you get to play as him. I get the idea that one was planned, but probably the game was a bit too rushed, so we couldn't include that.
It is really a shame because he has a lot, and I do mean a lot of story significance here, yet unfortunately, gameplay-wise, he doesn't get that much spotlight.
It's, again, a kind of a neat idea. It functions kind of like a turret, just in a different way, again, a moving turret, but with its own particular style, and it has the cool factor of, oh, this was a villain in a previous game, and now you get to play as him, you know. Sadly, it's not used that much, again. But again, for what it's worth, I actually like his gameplay style. Still not the best mobility, but you know, for what his level is composed, that will do.
Kind of like the mix and match style of setting up the different explosives too.
Oop. And yeah, he's a flaming chop actually insta-kills every enemy, so you don't have to worry on that front.
So I'm guessing he's your new favorite gameplay style? Okay, I mean, he's probably your favorite new gameplay style in this game.
Pretty much. I mean, I like pretty much all of them, no real major complaints about that, but this one is the one that I have a bit more enjoyment out of.
It does feel weird, honestly, that of all the games to expand, you know, the main cast to this level, they chose it to be the last game of the series, at least as far as we knew it.
Keep in mind, it's these kind of, you know, expanding the gang bit.
Like,
it's
granted,
more of
maybe the plan, okay, maybe they were always the...
Yes, Jova?
Yeah, I mean, I get that, you know, it's obviously a necessity thing and, you know, something, but, you know, it is kind of a shame that, okay, again, let's say this is in the context of, as far as we knew, this would be the last game we got of the series here. Kind of a shame that the game gets expanded for just this game. Again,
well,
as far as we know.
I was about to say, Jova, again, from the get-go, we pretty much amped up that this is like a one-time gig. So until after this, if someone, you know, doesn't want to stick in with the gang, they will go.
I guess my only thing is, like, well, when you get down to it, though, with this being like the last game, again, we know that they would later make a sequel, but it would be kind of a shame that, you know, they wouldn't be able to refine stuff as much. Then again, I guess that's kind of always just a risk you run into if you're making the last game of a series, that if you add something in new, it may not be able to be refined for that. For instance, you know, something like Penelope's gameplay. That thankfully turned out good. But imagine if we could have made it better for a sequel here. But as far as they knew, wouldn't be able to.
To be fair, Jova, it's only an extension of the RC vehicles that you already control, at least most of the time anyway, so there is that.
I guess in that case, though, you have to ask, why doesn't Bentley just do it?
Again, it's mostly the team decided to do that to give an excuse to have an extra playable character to spice things up.
This is a very third game in a series thing to do.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. It reminds me so much of Crash Bandicoot 3.
Where you have levels with Coco when you potentially didn't need it, because again, Crash had that too. These also has elements from Spyro 3 in that.
This really is a quintessential third game the more I think about it.
I should say third game in Mascot series.
Well, it wasn't super common because neither Jack nor Ratchet and Clank really had still like a scope bigger as this. I get the idea with Ratchet and Clank, Insomniac had some idea of not ending the franchise to the third title. It still has a bit of a conclusion to its original pre-games. But the way it's structured, it always leaves open to new fancy space adventures and all.
That actually does make me think. Similar to Sly Cooper 4, Spyro 4, Enter the Dragonfly made the weird thing of axing all the different gameplay styles here and there, which...
Well, to be fair,
that game was rushed out the door.
Yeah, to be fair, Java, there's that. So we never, at least for now, we don't know what the true scope and potential of the game might have been.
Whereas I'll just say this. Sly Cooper 4 tries something similar to what this game is trying, but to not as well about of success, I'd say, and you'll see what I mean when we get to that game.
Enter the Dragonfly is a game so unpolished you can beat it in less than 10 minutes.
Yeah, as we mentioned.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a game literally with only one boss because, well, Ripto kills Crush and Gulp. Like, what was the point of bringing back them all if you're just gonna kill two birds of them? And how the hell did Ripto even survive falling into lava?
I don't know. He just did.
It's okay, he's dead for real this time, except no, because he came back for Spyro Orange, the Cortex Conspiracy.
We didn't die in that. He didn't die in Enter the Dragonfly. He ran off again.
Oh, right, yeah, I keep forgetting. Although, the funny thing though, Crash and Gulp are back yet again in Spyro Orange. Even though Ripto did kill them in Enter the Dragonfly, so what the hell was going on?
Maybe he cast a sleeping spell on them.
I mean, being crossover and all, I get the idea that the dev team of Vicarious Vision actually decided to not care too much about the canonicity of it.
That's the thing, Tio. They pretty much do treat it like the past events have happened, especially considering
true. Well, that's the thing, Jova. Yes, in terms of set establishment, but not in a sense of officializing it as a sequel.
Which is weird because... go on.
Right.
Yeah, I should go. I'm Commander Shepard. But anyway, we have enough fireworks to destroy the crypt of the zombies.
Do that.
What a great chemistry. Alright, and thankfully it's not something that we do in a cutscene, if I recall correctly. It's something that we need to do ourselves. So, at least there is that.
That will give us the satisfaction. But, yeah, it's funny you mentioned canonicity, Tio, because that's the thing. When it comes to the Crash side of things, it actually was legit inserted into the canon, seeing as how that's technically the debut of one Nina Cortex, much to the ire of Traverse Tale. Fun fact, before all that, she was supposed to debut in Nitro Kart.
Well, isn't she in the GBA version of it?
Nope. Spyro is, though.
Yeah, and you need to there's a bit of moon logic in terms of unlocking him.
Yeah, that's the thing. Bosses are unlockable in the GBA version, not in the console version. Hell, the bosses actually get a boss theme in the GBA version, not in the console version.
Wasn't the console version also a bit rushed on its own?
Sure, remind me, was it?
I don't know.
Which game?
Nitro
Kart.
No. I know of.
That's the thing about Nitro Kart, though. A lot of people seem to believe that the GBA version is the superior version.
Well, that's an interesting thing, Jova. The GBA version in the West had music that looped after like 20 seconds, whereas in the Japanese version there was more to the music tracks.
Hell, one of the... You know what's funny? One of the tracks in that is literally a Super Sentai theme, but played to the tune of Crash.
Here we go.
The fireworks you and Sly stole are heavy duty
Oh,
enough
shit.
to crack open the hopping vampire's crypt. Destroy it, and you'll break Tsao's spell over them.
Alright, here we go.
That's simple.
Yep, pretty much. You just need to... There you go. You need to actually unleash a full power on it. But, as you can see, the zombies will try to, swarm you from all over the place. Alright, let's try it again.
Come on, come on.
There we go. And that is how you do it.
The deed is done!
Not so loud.
Gonna need to proclaim your victory, Shiroi. And yes, thankfully with these, the zombies actually disappear from the map, which is, recommended for you to do first.
You know, it
No, go on, Pedro.
it is a bit weird that Sanzaro wasn't able to fully achieve the widescreen effect, because you'll notice just now when we were transitioning between...
I already mentioned these black bars that cover part of the actual widescreen for some reason.
Yeah, that's what I meant. It's just that like it reminds me a lot of my hacked PS3 copy of Beyond Two Souls that takes off the black bars and allows you to see the full picture.
I get the idea that at least for the bottom I wanted to use it for having the subs reading better, but it's still kind of a waste.
It's this weird symmetrical thing they seem to be trying to go for. It's like, there's no reason for the top black bar.
Pretty much. Hi.
I mean, wasn't like purely a subtitle background possible back then? I mean, to implement?
I think it could. But even so, like again, we could have easily just reduced the size of a black bar on the bottom to be just for encompassing the subs, and that's literally it, and remove completely the one on the top.
Unless it was literally hard-coded this way into the data to the point where
Alright,
even if it couldn't change it up.
What we need to do is to get a battery for the van, and Slime will have to carry it, but we need to charge it in a specific way.
Seems like that might be a problem in these parts.
Well, if we took it the
Bentley, what the fuck? Hi, Carmelita.
Oh.
Right on time. Actually, she...
Sorry, Carmelita.
And yes, you have to control Carmelita for this. Basically, you need to shoot light repeatedly. Thankfully, the battery will make sure he doesn't die, but instead he gets charged with it.
So, Sly, is it good for you?
Well, to each his own, I guess, Jova.
Playable character.
If he seems to be enjoying that, who are we to complain, I guess?
Like, that's the thing. He's letting Carmelita blast him, and he has noted that he gets pleasure out of their chases, so she's literally shocking him up high.
You know, this could actually work better if the two actually talked, about the two being black. Like kind of like what they did at the end of the second game. That would be so great.
Screw already. Seriously, the tension is so high that
Again, it's
people
like in
around
Yu-Gi-Oh!
you...
Bridge. Just fuck already!
Seriously, the tension is so high that mooks around them are literally dying because of it. If they don't eventually fornicate that relationship, the whole world will be at stake.
There we go. And back here. Again, it's also an interesting reversal. Remember, in the first game you had a chase sequence where Carmelita chased you in China. Now instead you get to do the reverse. Where is he gone? Oh, there you go. Almost there. There we go.
Yes! Interpol, I've captured Sly Cooper.
And of course she's, giving the bag to him, conveniently.
Requesting extraction unit. Over.
Nice acting, Sly.
And then it turns out Sly is actually
Yes,
dead. And Bentley's like, Sly, what are you doing?
Sly, why aren't you responding, Sly?
There we
The
go.
plan went wonderfully.
It won't absorb any more of Carboline.
So yeah, now it's actually for realsies. Now you had to go away.
It was an easy
But
option.
getting shot
I don't
actually will be an
deserve
insta-kill.
He was practically...
No one tell her. Bye!
It's a good surprise! So long, sucker! Ah.
This relationship
Yeah, I
is
can't
working
believe
so
that.
well.
Maybe if you had spent so much time bragging, you'd have...
Not just that, and you didn't give the bag to him.
She was very confident.
Nice job. It won't take long for the battery to stabilize.
And now you have to wait for the stabilization of the battery, so basically just kill the books in the meantime and avoid Carmelita.
Okay, that's long enough.
Yep.
The battery's
Simple!
safe. Pick it up and plug it into the safe house outlet.
Of course. Thankfully,
Let me-
Carmelita can't jump too far, so she still has to make her way.
She can do high jumps, but she doesn't have a paraglider, like Sly.
Of course.
You think that Interpol will give one to her, but nope. Alright, almost there. Sorry, I'm just delivering the battery. Amazon order. There we go.
Oh snap! Unfortunately, she is still pretty quick, so yeah, watch out for that.
That too.
Excellent. The
She be
van is ready to
determined.
go.
Hopefully, she doesn't see the van.
Don't worry, the mission is over. That means that Sly managed to get away.
Yeah.
Let's cut back to Murray instead.
Hey, Murray, check it out. That strong box should be the prime router for the hardwire phone lines.
Yeah, hard phone lines.
You're the only one on the team strong enough to open it.
Those are dull blocks, so assuming it should be more of a job for Sly to steal the keys.
Or heck, couldn't the Panda King technically use some special explosives or his
That
own
too.
strength to do it? Yeah, that's the thing. The Panda King, I guess, when you think about it, kind of makes Murray a bit redundant. I mean, granted, gameplay-wise, Murray can do different stuff, but when you
There we
get
go.
down
Oh
to it, in
shit,
terms
it was rigged.
That's bad gas.
Ha.
at least it wasn't poisoned.
It's all my fault. Hang in there, Murray. I'm coming.
Oh my god, a running animation!
Yes, and now Murray is strapped to a bomb, and you need to actually use Penelope's car. Yes, in order to extinguish the trail is used in a second before it reaches Murray.
No, there's still a chance. Use your RC car. It should be fast enough to beat the lit fuse.
And look at that,
Of
now
course.
Bentley is actually trying to be supportive of Penelope.
Well, to be fair, Murray's life is on the line anyway, so why not?
Well, it's good that Bentley didn't let his ego get in the way for once.
So, to be fair, it seems that he's jealous only when Penelope is, expressing her admiration for Sly.
Oh, Bentley, is there something you're not telling us?
Like I said, someone is very jealous. But again, you will see, it's still part of an arc, don't worry. But yeah, this visual is pretty neat in also how it uses the RC car. Instead of having to do a meticulous jump like before, you actually need to rush against time and use the turret against obstacle and potentially screw your own health. When
On
I'm not,
hitbox!
yeah, when I'm not glitching up into a corner.
Hey, when that happens.
Thankfully, it seems that the fuse it actually has a rubber band AI, because it can actually potentially wait for a bit if it gets too much ahead of you. Oops. Oh fuck, I forgot to actually edit this out. Whatever.
Oh well.
But yeah, to be fair, the road is not even too big to perform for this mission. So even if you fail, again, thankfully the way the checkpoints are provided for these missions are just fair enough. So they gave you the whole bit of, just one more try and I get it right. Unlike stuff like Sage Act to Renegade, where instead we were so distant from each other that every time you die already from a difficult game, mind you, it really felt like a chore. Thankfully, Jack 3 improves on that front as well, but I think this game does it a bit better. Ratchet & Clank is a bit all over the place on that front, but it's not really the thing that matters, because most of the time you're completely armed to the teeth anyway, so you should be able to face the situation. This is usually mostly compensated only by the final bosses. Ratchet & Clank games are notorious for having a rather normally easy type of playthrough if you go through, by getting all the weapons that you need, but the final bosses are massive sponges that will soak up every single bullet of your weapons. Thankfully now I'm ahead of the fuse, so it's just a matter of reaching there in time.
Welcome to Sly Team Racing.
Close enough, I guess.
Welcome to Sly X.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus, these fuses.
Take game titles and just put the word Sly on it.
This fuse trade is really long. There we go.
Hold tight, you guys. Might be close.
Boop! Just made it.
Murray lives! I will never forget you, brave little RC car. We will be friends forever.
It's a car.
I also like Penelope's portrait for the ending mission. Alright, now it's time for the operation, I think. Yes. Wedding Crasher. Oh no. Is that like an MTV program? Oops, I didn't know you crashed my wedding.
MTV presents Wedding Crasher, another trashy TV show about crashing weddings because we got nothing better to show.
Like actual music videos like you used to. But anyway, to get
We're
back
not
on
called
this,
music television anymore, just MTV.
I don't know if it's for the other countries, but my country actually has two channels now, a standard MTV, and one is literally called MTV Music. Yes, really.
We do. I think we do too. Again, I think.
Yeah, that's
redundancy much.
That's the standard for. It's like in the mid to late 2000s where Cartoon Network had surprisingly little to no cartoons.
Anyway, to get back on the mission, we need to do three things. One, rescue Jin King. Two, steal all the vault of everything from the vault of General Tsao. And three, Bentley will use his camera to attract the Carmelita towards the throne room of General Tsao. You'll see the payoff at the end. Lai, what are you doing? Oh, there you go.
He's wondering how he got up here.
I'm in green light position. Let's get a roll call.
Ready.
In position.
I'm pumped.
I too stand ready. Even if we fail, it will have been an honorable effort. Jin King is not forgotten.
Okay, we
All
get
right,
the
everyone.
point. He's ready.
Let's go.
Leaves. We need to, flavor the beat.
We'll be wasting time.
Honor amongst thieves, Jibs. Honor
Yes,
amongst
it's literally in the title.
Penelope and Murray are relying
Have you
on
learnt
the
nothing?
story work to be let in.
From what I understand, the title varies a little bit, even in terms of meaning, depending on where you live.
Well, my country actually has a literal translation, which is better than what we did with other titles, I can tell you that. Okay, not the time, Penelope.
I try to show my proper
Stay cool.
respect. You guys gonna be
I
okay
wonder
in
if-
here? The security's tight.
Yeah, we're fine. You'll need to get moving if you're going to make
That's
your
better.
rendezvous with the Panda King and the Guru.
Always a slave to the schedule. That's me.
Crunchy spawn.
Why do I get the feeling that line was a cry for
Not
help?
sure what you mean by the
Please
I mean,
help.
given
Yeah, it's a secret
Given-
message. Please, please, God help me.
This line didn't age well.
Blue security beam?
Okay.
AKA
Man, this is
Oh,
terrible.
Okay, this mission is a bit interesting. Once again, you're in control of Penelope's RC car, but you need to do something different now. For now, you have to move to the target while avoiding the blue sensors that this lantern emit. Again, General Tsao is super tight with his security.
At least someone is.
It's interesting considering that in the episode after this, the villain that will face will have little to zero security at all in comparison. So that would be an
I
interesting shift.
I guess given the circumstances, it
But,
kind of makes sense.
It does, but do not worry, it really compensates that. So there is that too. Also, it's best if you do not use the turret because it will be busted immediately.
So why give us the option to use?
Actually, because the mission is not just over if you arrive at the point with the RC car. You will see in a second.
Also, Jibs, it gives you the option to go reckless, and makes you suffer the consequences for doing that.
Yes, it's to teach a lesson.
What if we press the wrong button by accident?
That
Well, sucks to be you then.
You will learn the lesson to not press accidentally the button.
Yeah, but you can't learn to not do something by accident.
Again, will make you keep your focus. Next time, don't pick your nose and just stick to the controller.
Focus definitely helps prevent accidents.
Always.
I also like how tight and responsive the controls of the RC car are. It stops when you need it. It's not like drifting. So there is that. Okay, now we need to use it to destroy the console, like that. But it's not really working.
They must have another computer or something.
But there was only supposed to be one. The security nodes are still active. If that
We've been
second
duped.
computer fully boots up, there's no way we'll get
Yeah, so we need to improvise for a
Now,
second.
me, I've been doing this a long
Okay.
time. If there's one thing I've learned, it's that when the plan gets messed up, always fall back on the golden rule.
Which is,
Yeah? What's that?
Break stuff.
I
Exactly,
I
yes.
can't argue with that, I suppose.
It's that rule gets it.
It gets shit
Let's
done.
talk.
Okay,
To
you wanted
destroy
to use
everything.
you wanted to use the turret waves? Well, you can. Now you have a time limit to destroy all the blue lanterns that you were supposed to avoid until now. Enjoy.
So that
The
must
thing-
be cathartic for you.
It is a bit, actually. You can actually just run into them, but you can also use the turret. The turret is basically recommended to destroy the panels in between, so you can open shortcuts towards other lanterns that you need to destroy. But you need to be quick on your feet, or in this case wheels, because the timer can potentially catch you off guard for how quick it can drop. So, and you have quite a bit of lanterns to smash. Some of them can be slightly hidden. So again, always stay put.
Yep.
Also remember, the car cannot jump, so you need to use ramps to get on higher terrain, and sometimes a lantern can be put there, meaning that you need to get there in order to destroy it.
I hate when that happens.
There's one, and there's the remaining one. Done.
Come on, there we go.
Wow, you're pretty good at breaking stuff. I can respect that.
Thanks, pal.
Again, not the
Get that
time.
treasure.
Oh, are we about to get a love triangle?
No, Mary is not really into that. Although
I know.
there's a bit of a tidbit, but I will mention this when we get to the fourth game, when it's more relevant.
The double lever trapdoor.
Alright, time to pull the lever at the same time.
Ready.
Wrong lever.
Oh, the lever, or whatever.
2,
Right.
3.
Now, better look at hey, look at that.
Oh shit.
I got him.
Okay, let's try again.
Okay, let's
Maybe
try
don't
it
punch fire.
again. 1, 2.
Yeah.
Again, on 3. 1, 2, 3.
There you go.
Well, maybe accounting should be more
Yes!
Precise.
Again.
Oop.
What do you
Alley-oop.
see? Is it awesome?
There's plenty of loot, but the foundation looks rotted out. Totally unstable.
Here, General Tsao was not maintaining the place.
Tsao's on his way to your position.
Oh shit.
How you coming with the treasure?
We're doing awesome. Stand aside.
Um,
Cannon.
I'm not really
No,
sure it's a good
no,
idea.
No!
Well,
No! 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 No!
well, we'll have to see how it turns out in a second, because now we need to reprise from, if I recall correctly, Sly's perspective.
Always a slave to the schedule. That's me.
So, what happened when Sly left?
Again, we need to set the stage in order to rescue Jin King. The Guru and the Panda King will do most of the job, but your job instead to make sure they do not get caught by proxy. You'll see in a second how.
Might as well do it with style.
Boop. We just leave the calling card for Carmelita later, and we're good to go. Okay, remember the pots that Bentley smashed? Now they're a sort of alarm system.
Around you are used in an ancient Chinese security technique to detect subterranean thieves.
Yep.
Our tunneling
How
to Jin
specific?
King will shake the palace.
I get you. If any of the vases tip over, it'll trip an alarm.
Correct. Don't allow them to fall.
So now it's time for a mini game similar to the ones that you will see in WarioWare.
Sly Cooper.
We'll get Jin King. I promise.
So now we're going to make like a cat and push over every last one.
Thankfully, no. We just need to make sure they don't. There you
It's
go.
funny because if I recall correctly, it was
Oh,
a cat
there
that
we
was
go.
trying to photobomb our photos earlier.
No, monkey. Oop.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, that's right. I even mentioned it was a monkey.
These part of the mission might seem hard at first, but as long as you have enough mobility, you know, you're actually good to go. You have to stay like at the center of the area. You just need to be close to the vase, whatever you want to pronounce it, and press circle when it starts tingling. The formula is that the more the Panda King and the Guru will move forward, the more pots they will try to shake. So it becomes a bit more frantic. But again, it's still doable. Honestly, the first time I got to this, I was thinking, oh no, it's gonna be so hard. But no.
Directly beneath the
There you go. It's over
just
before you
before
actually
it
think
enters
about
the
it's
Jin
too hard.
King.
Hear that, Bentley? You're up.
And now it's time for Bentley to attract Carmelita. But before that, we're about to... Well, okay, actually no, we'll do it later. Rescuing Jin King. Sorry, I forgot, because the events are all happening at the same time.
Cam to the front of the palace. I left her a calling card and I'm sure she'll see it and come inside. Then it's time for a little subterfuge. Oh, and keep your position on the still
Yeah,
platform.
essentially don't
You're
move
on
from
point
there,
for the
use
treasure
only the
drop.
grappling camera. There we go.
Good arm.
Bentley is good at actually throwing stuff, even on the wheelchair.
I guess you...
And now we just need to attract Carmelita to the right position. She's a
Oh
bit
boy, I
far
can't wait
ahead,
to
but she's good. She's gonna be good to go.
Should be interesting to see what insults Bentley comes up with to lure her.
Sadly, it's kind of the same. Oops.
Yeah, I know.
When it comes to the actual grappling hook, it has a maximum extension, I think, but it's still relatively generous, so... There we go. Carmelita normally stays stationary, but then you can start attracting her. There you go. Oh shit. However, a short pistol is an insta-kill, so watch out.
Yeah. I see Carmelita is definitely one of those shoot first ask questions later one of sort of.
To be fair, after all what happened in the previous two games, I don't really blame her.
I mean,
She was
also
literally framed by two other Interpol agents for nothing, so...
And hell, look at it in this game. She's been taken over by a mask in one case and literally had to firefight for her life after these flying cats were suddenly trying to shoot up her friends. And not to mention the little shootout she had with Mugshot.
Yeah.
Oh.
Thankfully, the guards, if the guard shows up, Carmita will take care of them immediately because, again, AI priority. Kinda. Come on, get here. There we go.
Cooper! Ugh. These guys have to brag even when they're running away.
Alright, and now it's time for everything to fall into action.
Literally.
Sadly, Jin King is still represented with this shadowy JPEG.
You have rescued me from General Tsao. I was beyond hoping for such a thing.
Yes, my daughter. You are safe.
Heads up, Sly. You've got
Oh
company.
shit. Sai, what happened to your head? Oh, there it is.
Okay, Bentley. Secret Plan
course.
Alpha is underway. You know the one where I disguise myself as General Tsao and steal the veiled bride during the wedding ceremony? Yeah, make sure the whole gang's there. Okay, I'm headed to the rendezvous now. Over and out.
We're literally going to frame him for a crime.
Pretty
Couldn't have
much.
happened with-
It's
Okay,
not just a matter of getting back Jin King, it's also to make sure that General Tsao gets to deliver to justice.
I mean, I know we're framing him for a crime, but I'll just say this: couldn't have
Honestly,
happened.
this is the one time where I feel the gang is completely justified in whatever it's doing. So yeah, Carmelita will use the costume of a bride of Jin King, and more hilarious hijinks will ensue in a second.
Oh, great.
What's so troubling has disturbed my meditation.
It's gonna be
And on the
fun.
very eve of my wedding. Do not worry, my bride. I will not let anything prevent our love from blossoming. Not even your
Sure.
misguided attempts
Sure.
to establish.
Uh,
Well, perhaps my meditation will be more focused amid the splendor of my
Yeah, we have to
treasures.
postpone a bit the obvious payoff for a second. Remember, as I did mention to Murray and Penelope that General Tsao was actually arriving on the place of the treasure.
meanwhile,
Carmelita took the bait. Where are you guys at with Jin King?
We're in the van, waiting for the treasure and escape.
Hey, Murray. Sal's on his way to your position. How you coming with the treasure?
We're doing awesome. Stand aside, Penelope. Cannonball!
And that's what happened.
Yeah, it's gonna fall over.
He did tell you the foundation wasn't stable.
Not on top of Bank Dribble, please.
Yeah, I mean, he's already lost his legs. What more can he lose?
Did we do that?
well, we
Slow-mo.
might. Okay, so we might not be able to steal the treasure.
Everything is slow-mo up for this moment. We played super dramatically too, for some reason.
Oh, yes.
No hard feelings.
Destroyed! Never have I suffered such an outrage! You shall pay!
Just go back to meditating, you'll be
Eat it,
fine.
Tsao. I broke your temple, and I'll break your face for messing with the Cooper gang.
You
Yay.
cannot hurt me.
Oh yeah?
I wasn't the one who broke one of your members' legs.
So yeah, to add insult to injury, the chest will literally be thrown like this.
The outrage!
So yeah, for the final boss of the episode, since we already faced General Tsao, we need to face a thing that he summons, an actual Chinese dragon.
Oh.
Well, he definitely pulls out all the stops. I'll give him that. Though it's got rare eyes for some reason.
That's an exclamation. And sadly, Penelope becomes a damsel in distress for this bit.
The Tsao line is master in this place. Hear me, Sly Cooper. My lineage surpasses
Don't worry, she will actually have her own time to shine to compensate this. So yeah, the question is, how do you even reach this thing? Thankfully, there are conveniently placed fireworks that pull you just right on top of the dragon. Then you need to spiral jump your way through, amid the flames and everything, until the head. You need to beat it. Again, kind of like clockwork.
Again, that dragon has rare eyes. What's going on?
Also, watch out, if you beat him too much, he will do a barrel roll and you to get back on top of him
He's
again.
been taking lessons from the Heartless Dragon in Kingdom Hearts 2!
Yep, and this time there's no triangle reaction command. There's no triangle reaction command that can save you.
Imagine trying advertising this in this part of the game.
Yeah, I'm curious.
I know, yeah. Play Sly Cooper, watch him beat up a dragon.
Yeah, I'm curious. Are you one of the few players who's actually managed to beat the Heartless Dragon while staying on it the entire battle?
You can actually do that. It's not too hard to
Not really.
I've
actually done it more than once, actually. It's actually not that hard, if you ask me at least.
Too.
You just need to stay close to the horns, and when the input arrives, press triangle.
It's weird, because I've even done it myself, but a lot of people treat it like it's some uber hard thing to pull off.
You just need the position is the key for that fight. Maybe most of them are just too focused in beating the artist itself that they don't get close enough to the horns in time. There we go. Starting also from I think the halfway point, the dragon will stop not just use the tongue, but also its hands. You will see, I think, in a second.
Okay, and that dragon has seen some heavy stuff, man.
Clearly.
Shit. Alright, just need one last bit of health, and we're good to go. Don't worry, Penelope, we'll get you out of there in a second. There we go.
Feel like making an exit?
My hero.
Oh man.
Oh.
I still win, Cooper.
Oh.
You might have
Are you sure?
You have. Are you sure about that?
You got a very weird definition of the term win.
Well, yeah,
Still
he
has
doesn't. No one tells him. He doesn't know yet.
Oh, this is gonna be wonderful.
Can we
Sadly,
just
the
throw him in the river or something?
It gets a bit better than that.
Sure, he's got a wonderful wedding to look forward to.
Yep.
No reason for us to ruin it.
Sadly, the Cooper gang will not be there to actually see it in action, but you know, it's the thought that counts.
Yes, he can send us a wedding photo.
General Tsao had his wedding right on schedule. Everything was as he'd arranged, except the
He didn't
There we
notice
go.
the paw.
So, how do you like your rooster? Normal or extra crispy?
As long as it's got the KFC gravy, I can't complain.
was a little disappointed at
Hey, there you go.
she busted at the altar, although I doubt she minded taking Tsao into custody. He did, after all, play the undead.
True.
From what I hear, the locals were happy to see
Yeah,
him.
literally no one cares about this guy for a good reason. Good riddance.
Jin King with
Wow, that is like the
Panda
best
King
humiliation.
Ultimate catharsis.
and that he needed to pay off his debt to the gang. I was still
Also,
wary,
yeah, they
but
still
there
don't
was no
show-
So
telling
yeah,
his skills were
the situation is a bit better. Sai is a bit still hesitant, but for the time being, Panda King is accepted.
Shanghai. What kind of gang of thieves would we be if we
Of
passed up
course.
on recreation like that?
Poor Murray.
And there you go. Now we're only missing technically one member for the
So
heist.
we've got Fire Fists now.
Kinda.
God, who could be our last member, I
Tune
wonder?
in to the next time. Well, we'll see actually in the next episode where we travel instead to the Caribbean Sea. So stay tuned for that. Probably what would be Jova's favorite episode. See ya.
So yeah.
See ya.
Yeah.